takes Cohen to see a supercomputer known as Neural Net Mainframe, which is the center of management's operation. Humans have to wear protective robes around it, and all the daily programming that workers like Cohen do is fed into it so it can continue to learn. Summer in turn Bob is in charge of doing maintenance and thinks Cohen will only last 2 weeks in the project. He calls everyone Bob because he thinks remembering names is a waste of brain cells. Joby opens a special hatch in the machine to grab the tube with the software. He gives it to Cohen as he explains that he'll receive new data downloads every week. Later at home, Cohen is working hard on the new project, clearly much happier and relaxed than he was in the office. He finishes lots of equations and downloads them in the software tubes. The computer AI often sends him reminders to upload the processed data, but it's not needed since he's always on schedule. A camera on the Jesus statue keeps an eye on his work. Months pass and even on Christmas Cohen continues to work while wearing a Santa hat. However, he's growing frustrated because he's supposed to reach a result where 0 equals 100% and he keeps failing. He's managed to increase his percent from 93 to 97, but he's still nowhere close to 100. This frustration causes him to upload the updates at the last second when he receives the reminders. All this time, Cohen has also been attending therapy sessions with Dr. Shrink Ram, an AI shrink. Today Shrink Ram goes through the long lists of Cohen's fears and says that today she wants him to talk about his joys for a change. However, Cohen says that he feels no joy at the present. In fact, he currently feels nothing at all. Their chat is interrupted by a data upload reminder and Cohen freaks out because he's made no progress. Shrink Ram helps him calm down with breathing exercises before ending the session. At night, Cohen keeps dreaming about a terrifying black hole. In the mornings, he's awakened by the upload reminders. Sometimes he thinks about Bainsley and their last talk at the party. She got too touchy for his comfort and kept asking him to come to her place, refusing to take no as an answer. She gave him her phone for when he would finally change his mind. After another long day of work, Cohen tries to have dinner and is startled by the upload reminder, causing him to burn his arm on the hot plate. He bandages his arm and goes back to work, but first he turns the monitor thinking that may help him visualize the equations better. Unfortunately, he keeps failing, not to mention that he gets constant interruptions like the phone ringing and the doctor telling him to breathe. All the pressure and frustration finally cause him to snap, so he grabs a hammer to destroy the computer and the phone before having a breakdown. In the morning, Joby comes to fix the monitor and check on him. Cohen explains he's having difficulty maintaining the upload schedule and Joby says that personnel meltdowns are normal. He would pull Cohen out of the project but management wants to give him another chance. With a simple sheet, Joby fixes the monitor in a second. He then asks for a drink, but Cohen can only offer him nasty-looking tap water. Joby admits that he misses Cohen at the office because he's one of the only friends he has. Then he asks him what is giving him trouble. When Cohen explains that the zero theorem is unprovable and insists he only wants his call, Joby insists he only needs to keep trying and he shouldn't let the stress get him in a bad mood. He promises to send someone to help Cohen relax. Later Cohen dreams about the black hole again and is awakened by a knock on the door. It's Bainsley dressed as a nurse. She says that Joby sent her but that she isn't his friend because Joby doesn't have any. When she asks about the church, he explains he bought it from an insurance company years ago and it was cheap because of the extensive fire damage. As Bainsley looks around, she keeps teasing him by showing off her rear or touching him under his robe. When she reaches his desk she breaks her nail on the keyboard and asks him to kiss it better, so he does it just to keep her happy. It's an awkward peck, so Bainsley sucks his finger to show him how it's done. Suddenly Shrink Ram appears on the screen to point out that Bainsley is trying to project her unresolved issues of paternal abandonment. When she's about to mention the age difference, Bainsley insults her and turns it off. She explains that her father died and that she didn't come to do the naughty, she only does tantric stuff. Afterward Bainsley helps him clean up and notices that Cohen often stares at her. She convinces him to open up a bit, so he admits that he always wanted to feel different and unique. However, an objective analysis got him to conclude that he's as inconsequential as anyone else. One night a long time ago, he received a phone call from a mysterious voice, who said his name in such a powerful way that Cohen felt a rush of joy like he never felt before. It was so strong that he knew this voice could tell him his purpose in life. This excitement caused him to accidentally drop the receiver and the call ended, so he's been waiting for a callback since. Bainsley doesn't understand what the big deal is, but she agrees to help him and promises to come back soon. Sometime later Bob rings the bell. Cohen refuses to let him in, so Bob forces the door open and rushes to the bathroom to relieve himself. Then two funny-looking men burst into the building and make Cohen sign a delivery form. They explain that Bob has been assigned to help him and they'll pick him up in 4 hours. Bob starts fixing and upgrading Cohen's computer as he reveals that management is his father, so he's working this summer job because Dad forced him to. He says this will take a few hours and asks Cohen to order real food instead of the nasty oatmeal he keeps around. Cohen admits he's been thinking of quitting but Bob explains he can't because he's management's tool. Everyone is a tool for the company including Joby and Bainsley, who hasn't come back yet and is paid by the hour. Cohen refuses to believe that Bainsley isn't genuine. Bob promises that if Cohen keeps working on the project, he'll get his call. At that moment the pizza arrives and Bob can't stop staring at the delivery girl's cleavage. He complains about his hormones after she leaves. After throwing some pizza at a rat, He says he'll study Cohen's files and come back later. The bodyguards take him away. Sometime later Bainsley finally returns wearing a very advanced virtual reality suit. She's got one for Cohen too, so she asks him to